Okay, cool.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna write it out right now. Tablets are pretty cheap if you want to get like a a one without a screen. I think it'd only be like $50 if you're.
Without a screen, I think I want one with the screen though. It just seems so much better.
Yeah, you. As
I
someone
mean,
who went from one.
I know Michael. I think Michael came over and had like an iPad and was basically doing this, and I was kind of like, wait a minute.
Yeah, iPads actually work pretty well for
Like,
that
and
too.
I feel like you could find a used iPad like pretty cheap, and then it'd be like wireless, so
Yeah.
that'd be kind of tight. But
Yeah, that's nice.
like, it was just like screen mirroring. It was like, look, it's like Windows on my iPad, you know? And I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if that. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, what I was thinking is, so this is our front. So we just need some reference to this one. Um, and these two, I don't know what I'd call them yet, but yeah, just our second node, we would point to 1, and then our 1, we would point to 19, and continue to do that until we get to the end. Does that make sense?
Um, sorry, I was actually making a note. Uh, sorry, could you actually say this again?
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to work through the list like 3 nodes at a time. So
Okay.
I don't know what I'd call these variables yet, but so ultimately, I'm going to iterate through it, and I'm going to set our second node to point to the first one, and then a first one to point to this one, and just continue to do that until I get to the last node.
Okay. Okay.
So 8,
Sounds
then
good. And then wait, so
wait, yeah,
I mean
19 was meant to.
the picture that I'm
So
seeing right now, it's not really got two nodes pointing to 19.
sorry, wait, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Because wait, I need like 8 to point to 1, and then so maybe, yeah, maybe I deal with the front outside of, so the front is a special case, as we've learned. So maybe I'll deal with that outside of our loop, whatever that looks like.
Cool.
So 8 would point to 1, and then 19 would point to, and then this would be our front in the end. So I go 1, 8, 1, then set front to null. So this is what my approach looks like. Does this? I wish I had another monitor.
um yeah, yeah, I mean this I think at a high level, yeah, let's do something like that. Sounds good.
Okay, sweet. Um, okay, let me just undo that. So I have what I initially had. Right. So yeah, in the case that our list is empty, I'm just going to do nothing. So I'm just going to write my pseudocode on the side over here. Um, so if um, list equals all nothing. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to take care of the front case first. Um, so I'll say that I'm going to create a new reference to 8 called cur. and I need a reference. So I'm gonna want to update 8.next to point to our front, but I don't want to lose our 19. So I'm gonna anchor that by creating another reference called next. Okay, so I'm going to update cur to point to the front. That looks like, and I'm going to say that our front.next points to next. One is going to point to 19. Sorry, 1 second. And then I want to set um, front equal to next. And I'm going to continue this process until I get to the end. So I need to keep moving front uh, this way. Uh, so yeah, I'll set front equal to next. This will be front. We have 8 points to 1 and is 4. Mm. And then I want to move our cur to point to 4. Mm. Sorry, 1 second. Mm. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue these steps. So if I declared these references, let's say these steps are in a loop, then I would say cur equals front dot next, which would give us 4. And next is cur dot next. And we say cur dot next is front. And front dot next is next. And then front is next. So I need, wait, this. I messed something up. 19.
Problem is actually kind of hard.
No, this is dumb.
Turns out when people just say reverse a linked list, oh, easier said than done.
Yeah.
I can see
Dude.
you're struggling. I'm going to give a couple pieces of advice.
Mhm.
One, I'm rarely gonna use. So in an interview, they actually often don't kind of give many examples, or maybe they'll give one.
Mhm.
Rarely am I gonna use the example that they give me. I'm like, cool example. I'm gonna try to come up with an easier, better example, right? Like,
Mhm.
So like you did identify that things are a little wonky here, but it might be a little easier if you just came up with a. I mean, maybe this isn't going to identify the problem, but I don't know. What's like a really easy list that you could tell, okay, this is now reversed or this is not, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah. Let me just maybe like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, what about that? Like, what if we just like, you know, yeah, eventually we want our solution to work with that other list, but while we're just like thinking about this, let's make it easy,
Mhm.
right?
You're right. That's what I want. 3, 2, 1. What did this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I want to update. Maybe I'm not doing this. Yeah, I need our 2 to point to 1 and our 1 to point to nothing. All right. Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's where
by
I
the
screwed up
by
is.
the end of it, yeah. Sorry, keep going, keep going.
Oh, sorry. Uh, no, I think I'm seeing where I shouldn't have updated this to point to 19. Maybe that's where I screwed up. Sorry. Sorry. What were you saying?
No, no, keep going, keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna create a reference to our 2 equals front dot next, and I want our 2 to point to 1. But before I do that, I need to anchor our 3. Oh, this is next. This is her. So now I'll update 2 to point to 1. So her dot next equals front. Um, and I want our front to point to nothing. Front dot next null. Then I want to.
Well, wait. Sorry. Yeah, and this. Okay, but what if add another node 4?
Okay.
Or uh, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess in this case you're going to. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
Mm,
You can get rid of that node. You can get rid of that node.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so actually, sorry, can I put that node back? I think that'll help me, like,
Sure. Yeah.
because I just took care of the front and um, okay, so at this point, let's say I want to enter a loop now, and I want to update next to equal the next, or wait, I still need a reference to cur. Um, mm, I'm going to create a reference to this 4 because I need to update 3 to point to 2, and I don't want to lose our reference to our 4. So this temp, and at this point, I'll say that next equals cur. Um, and then I'd set cur equal to next. And next equal to temp. Um, so if we enter the loop again, then we set temp equal to, temp would be null in this case. So we update next to point to cur equals next. Next equals temp, which is going to be null. So I think we want to do this while next is not null. Wait. Do you mind if I just run through it again to make sure
Run through
this
it.
works? Okay. Let's do one. I'm just going to do the same example just to make sure I didn't skip over anything. All right. So list node cur, this is
Wait, real
cur.
quick. You have a bad habit of writing front and then not drawing an arrow.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where your front is pointing to in your last example, but let's just
Mm,
forget about that. But front, what
okay.
is front, right? Front is a reference.
You're right. My bad.
So we need to know what that reference is pointing to.
Mhm. All right. So cur is front.next. Next equals cur.next. So cur.next is front. Front.next is null. So I wasn't pointing into to anything. Oh, okay. So front.next is null. think I see I missed something here. But yeah. Okay. So anyway, in the loop, while next does not equal null. I can't read my handwriting. Sorry. This is next. That said next. Next. And this is cur.
One thing that
Okay.
also I think kind of mix you up here, I would say always draw a reference from the box on the right. So when you assign 2 dot
Oh,
next there, yeah, I even saw you
right.
kind of like go like, wait, is 2 null? You don't want to be slipping up like that. Just
Mm,
draw it from the box. That's where the reference starts from. Yeah, yeah.
gotcha. Okay. So at this point, next is not equal null. Temp is next dot next. So this will be temp. Next dot next is cur. Um, cur is next. Next is temp. Right. That looks good. Next, still not null, so our temp is set to null here. Next dot next is cur. Cur is next. Next is temp, which
Wait,
is
where is cur pointing? I just don't see an arrow.
oh,
Is it
okay. I just put it underneath. These are both pointing to 4. My bad.
okay, cool, cool, cool.
Sorry.
I mean it's yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, next is temp. So these are both pointing to nothing.
Okay, cool, cool.
So at this point, we need to assign the front to cur outside of this loop. So front equals cur. So this is front, which we have 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think that's all we want for reverse. How's this sound?
Looks good to me.
Sweet. I'm gonna write it. Or wait, let me think of some. Yeah, if the list is empty, do nothing. Actually, I'm just gonna quickly run through the case if there are only 2 nodes. Make sure it all works good. All right, cur is front dot next. This is cur. This node. Um, next is cur dot next. So that's pointing to nothing. Cur dot next equals front. Um, front dot next is null. Next is null. We'll set front equal to cur. So that looks good. Great. Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
there maybe
just
one more example you haven't gone over? You talked about the empty list, you talked about the 2 elements.
uh, maybe just 3 nodes.
Or
Oh, 1.
yeah, maybe let's
1
just check
node.
that, right?
Yeah. Um, actually, yeah, I think I'll put that in the box if the same box. If there's an empty list or if there's just 1 node, I think I just want to
Boom.
do nothing.
Yeah. And honestly, right out the gate, do that. Don't just say, you're like, all right, what do I want to? I want to do nothing if it's empty, right?
Hmm.
But also, you just want to do nothing if there's one, right? So, kind of
Yeah.
out the gate, I would have just thought about what are the cases where I just don't need to do anything, right? In reverse 3, I
Right.
said it's 0, 1, or 2 elements, right? So that was my thing. Here with
Hmm.
reverse, it's 0 or 1 elements. And then you don't even need to be like, does my while loop and all my variables work, or do I end up with a null pointer exception if there's only one element? You don't got to deal with that here because you can just say if there's 0 or 1 elements, we're done. We're
You're
done.
right. We're done.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, this feels good. If front equals null or front dot next equals null, return. Otherwise, this node cur equals front dot next. This node next equals cur dot next equals front dot next null, while null. Is the variable named next a little confusing here?
I did write a note as soon as you said you were going to call this variable next because I was like, that's confusing.
That's fair.
I just said I would have called it cur next.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
But you can just keep it as is. Keep it as is. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Just see cur dot next. Cur dot next is front dot next is null, while next is not equal null. Temp equals next dot next dot next equals cur equals next equals temp, front equals cur. Sick. This node.
Capital N. Yeah. Moment of truth. Your confidence? How's it feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah. Run it.
I feel good. Yeah. That's awesome. Yay. Yeah, I can reverse a linked list.
Yep. But okay, so
really
honestly, great job. There were a couple little things. I feel like it's the Vanessa classic where it's a little like, I'm just going to take these little, I don't need to draw an arrow where front points to. Why would I waste all the time drawing an arrow where front points to? And then it's like, if you're going to do that, you're going to forget to say front equals cur at the end, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's
and I did.
And you did. Yeah. Like these shortcuts, or like, oh, why would I draw from the box? I'm gonna do this, and then you're getting mixed up. You're like, wait, is 2 pointing to null or is 2 pointing to 1? It's like if you always draw the reference from the same spot, it's just not gonna, like, they're the little things where you're like, I'm gonna cut these corners, and you're really like shooting yourself in the foot by just making a complex problem harder, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like the drawing it from the box, right? Like
yeah.
You remember, like, I saw you get mixed up here. I saw you be like, wait, what is my 2 pointing to? Because I'm looking at the box and there's nothing there. Oh, but on that side of the node there's an arrow coming from right? Like just make it like I always draw it from the box, so if I see nothing there, then it's null. But generally, if it's null, you also want to have a slash, right? So you were in a state where you were like, right. I see nothing in the box, or there's a segment of an erased line in the box. So is it null, right? Like,
yeah.
One thing to avoid this sort of confusion is just I always draw it from the box. If there's nothing in the box, then something's broken because there's either nothing or a slash. Always either something, some arrow pointing to somewhere, or a slash for every node. If you always have that, right, you're not going to have this mix-up where because you're thinking of a complex problem and you don't want to have this sort of mix-up. You want to save those brain cycles for the meat of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, wait, what's front pointing to right now? Let's draw the arrow and, let's save our brain cycles for the meat and not for the, wait, what does my picture mean? Right?
Yeah. You're right.
Cool.
You're right.
Okay, let's talk about reversing a linked list a little more, because this is actually not, maybe this is kind of doing-ish what the vibe is, but let's Wait. Stream again. Stream again. Stream again.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to see you.
So,
Wow.
uh, basically, um, I wanna have you implement this again, but with a different kind of approach, right? So let's
Sure.
draw me a list. Um, uh, yeah, just kind of make a new section. Draw me a list, just 1 points to 2 points to 3 points to 4.
1 points to 2 points to 3 points to 4. You got it.
Khan Academy. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Okay. So what if our algorithm um is like, okay, so at the very end, right? You're going to have, so currently your front points to 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um and at the end we want the node that has 1 in it to point to null, right?
Yes.
So what if we did this by saying, okay, like just looking at this list, what would um so let's record like we're gonna call it we'll call it old front, right? And so say old front equals front, and you don't have to write that out, but just
Oh,
but update the picture. Old front list node old front equals front, and do
you
it
want me
above. Do it above. Yeah.
like here?
Exactly. Old front.
All right.
Okay. So now, what if we made front? Sorry. What if basically I'm like, what if our algorithm is, so this is what we have, and we have one
Mm-hmm.
line of code, right? Um, what if our algorithm was, let's move 2 to the front of our list?
Oh.
Sorry, right? So if we move 2 to the front of our list,
Mm-hmm.
what's that going to look like?
Um.
And actually, you can write this out. Actually, no, let's not write it out. Move 2 to the front of our list. So basically, swap
So
it.
what are the operations to do that? You want me to?
No. Like update the picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So it
gonna
was
look
pointing like
like.
this. Not redraw the picture. Just change the arrows and stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This is 2. Then we want 2 pointing to 1 and 1 to point to
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then, so let's say we just did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now actually, just to make it clear, now redraw the list. So we have front points to 2, points to 1, points to 3, points to 4. Okay. Check this out. So we've done that once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. What if we moved 3 to the front of our list?
So
Draw that arrow from the box. From the inside of, yeah. Okay. Right? So we kind of
Mm.
just did the exact same thing we just did. Okay, redraw it again.
Wait, sorry, I'm getting a little lost. Wait.
You didn't. Yeah. We screwed up one of
3.
the arrows.
Oh,
Yeah, undo. Keep undoing. Okay.
okay.
Now
So,
we want to move 3 to the front of our list, right?
mm. Oh, I need to point to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ugly. Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's it.
Cool. And now redraw it.
3 points 2. 2 points 2. 4.
Okay. So this time I want you to do it again,
Mm-hmm.
but I want you to actually write the code that you're doing.
Um,
So what do we want to do right here? We want to move 4 to the front of our list. And actually, could you actually just add a node, a 5 node?
mhm.
Okay, cool. Okay. So now we want to move 4 to the front of our list, right?
Mm.
So how are we gonna do that? Like you've already drawn pictures and done this twice, but let's just do it again, right?
Sure. So, oh, do you want me to write? Sorry, you want me to write the
Yeah,
code or do the
yeah.
pictures?
Right.
Both.
Well, both, right?
Um,
But presumably, what we're about to do would be happening in a loop. So
mm.
right? We're just moving. Sorry, keep going. Okay. So what? Let's wait. Let's write that code.
Um, so that's old front next.
Mhm.
Um,
Hold up. Is it? Let's follow some arrows.
so um, w-
The
yeah, we
line you just changed.
this is 4 to 3.
Yeah, making 4 point to 3. We got to do that. How can you do that?
Um,
What is oldfront.next?
it's 4.
No, well, which arrow, which reference is oldfront.next? It's not a node. Oldfront.next is not a node. It is a reference. Which reference is it?
Uh, uh,
Every arrow here is a reference. Every arrow in your whole thing is a reference. If I were to say
mhm.
which arrow is front, where would you point? Front. You'd point
This
to
is front.
there. Yeah. Okay. If I were to say which arrow is front.next, which arrow would you point to?
This one.
Yeah, okay. So which arrow is old front?
This one.
No, old front.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, it's the one right next to old front. um, which which arrow is old front dot next?
This one.
Definitely, right? Is
Yeah.
that the one we just changed? Is that the arrow we just changed?
No.
What is the name of the arrow we just changed? Of the reference we just changed?
Old front dot next on next.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, instead of just saying old front.next.next, you could say it's old front, point to the old front arrow. It's old front dot next, point to that arrow, dot next. Right? You
This
feel
one.
me? You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every time I'm doing a dot next, I'm looking at the reference that I'm naming. Yeah, totally.
Mm,
Totally.
gotcha.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But
Mm-hmm.
it's important like to, what is old front dot next? Oh, it's 4. It's important to know that no. Old front dot next is a phone number to, it's a reference. It's a reference to 4, which, so I think the reason why you mix this up is because you're thinking about it like old front dot next is 4. That's incorrect. Old front dot next is a reference to 4, which is stored in the one variable. You want to change,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's always what is the arrow that I want to change right now, and what is its name? That was the arrow, and the name is old front dot next dot next. Okay, so we have old front dot
Right.
next dot next equals front. Boom, we've accomplished this. Okay, sweet.
Um. Oh, yes, but okay. Then we want 3 to point to to 5. Wait, 4 points to. No, oh no, we don't want to do that. Okay, so then we set
We're just
front to
yeah, we're
5.
moving. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we want to do that. We don't want to do that before. Um, wait, how do we know? How do we how do we keep a reference to our 5?
I don't know. I've only seen you do it a ton of times.
Back off.
Like if we rewind the
Wait,
VOD 30 minutes, we'll see you do this. How do we keep a reference to 5? You just lost 5. How can you not lose it?
old front. Wait, no. A temp? Put in a temporary
Yeah, why
variable?
not? That's how you don't
Oh.
lose stuff. I
Okay,
just
well, I know, but we weren't even doing that here.
well the
Damn. In the drawings. I was referencing the drawings. I was
yeah, yeah,
trying to
yeah.
go up.
I mean, I think that's because we were just kind of skipping around, and you were like, and I'm gonna want this one to point to this one, and you didn't. You were just because you weren't writing the code, you weren't realizing the fact that you were losing a reference. But that's okay. We can always just say temp, Yeah, yeah.
You told me to do that.
Told you to do what? No, yeah, this is good. This is good. But like,
Okay.
if you're sitting here like, wait, how do I not lose this node? I'm like, where's the confusion? I just saw you do this on this exact problem. I've seen you do this 100 times.
I know.
Like, it should be like, oh, but I just lost 5, so clearly I'm gonna need a temp. Boom. Okay, cool.
This is temp.
Cool.
And we set to point to temp. Or wait, we need. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay, now what?
Sorry, remember the goal here was to move forward to the front of the list. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. So just keep that in mind when you're, all right, now what? Like, you can just look at this and be like, all right, what do I have to do to have moved forward to the front of the list? What more is to be done?
Or equal to front. Mm.
All right. What is oldFront.next.next?
Three.
So, so you were saying I want front to be a reference that points to 4, right?
Mm.
Okay. What is the name of a reference that points to 4?
Old front on X.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're mixing this up a lot, and I think there's just generally some confusion around reference semantics here, right? Um, yeah. I mean, you would have like you want what you the state you were just in was I want front to be it's not I want front to be 4. It's I want front to be a reference that points to the node with 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So front equals name of the reference that points to 4. Okay?
Right.
Cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Okay. Do you have any insight into what is happening when we screw this up?
You're wondering why I'm screwing it up?
Or like, do you? I guess I'm. Yeah. Are you? I mean, yeah. Why do you have any? You're like, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like, okay, like, why?
It's
What's
just fucking
happening?
confusing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just getting lost. That's all.
Okay.
I'm
Cool. Cool.
just
Cool.
getting lost.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what's happening and I know why I did it wrong. I just got lost.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I think it's just the step. It's like, okay, old front dot next dot. It's yeah. Yeah. I think. Okay. Cool. 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 Because like one screw up and we're like we press submit and it's the whole thing is completely broken. Like we need our consistency here. Like what is the name of a reference that points to 4? The consistency needs to be 100%, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't ever screw it up because one screw up and it's a bug that is irrecoverable, right? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I think it's about like the process and being like, wait, yeah, I want front to point to 4. Front equals name of reference that points to 4. I think you're not really thinking
Mm-hmm.
about it like that. Um, okay, cool. So the whole goal of this thing was to move 4 to the front of our list. We're almost done. There's one more reference we need to change, I believe, right?
Mm. Old front.
I mean, just point at the arrow.
Mm. This
That
one.
one. Okay, yeah. I don't know the name of it. I'm saying that's the arrow I want to change. Okay, I've
Mm.
decided that that's the arrow I want to change. Now I'm going to, through the left-hand side, that's the arrow I want to change, so I need to know the name of it. What's the name of that arrow?
Old front on next.
Yep.
Okay. And we point it to 10th.
Cool. Okay. And then, um, cool. All right.
Okay.
And now, all of this is going to be done in a while loop, right?
Mm.
Because you just did this like 3 times. So we'll say while something, right?
Mm.
Um,
Um. Sorry, just okay.
what? Yeah, what are you thinking about?
Which of these belongs in our while loop?
Hmm. I mean, I guess we kind of just did this on like our 4th iteration, right? like, you know, we've already done this. This is what moves a node to the front, right?
Mm.
This is the code that moves, you know, old front.next to the front of our list.
Mm.
That's what this does, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So kind of our whole I mean, if you scroll up a little bit, kind of the algorithm we're proposing is like, what if we like, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we moved 2 to the front of our list. So we had 2, 1, 3, 4, right?
Mm.
And then we moved 3 to the front of our list. So it's like, what we're doing at each step is we are taking old front dot next and moving it to the front of our list, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the code. What this code did is you moved old front dot next to the front of our list, right?
Mm. Yeah. So these guys. Front equals old front on next. Oh, sorry. No.
So let's, you know, high level English. Here, wait, look at my screen real quick. Can you see
Do I
my
have to
screen?
stop sharing to do that?
I don't think so.
Oh, I can't see your screen.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Oh, wait.
okay, cool. I mean, so we want our algorithm high level is like, while something, you know, so I'll like, what we did is we said record, or I said assign old front reference, right? We did that, right? While something, move old front dot next to the front of our list. This is what our algorithm is so far. Does that make sense? This is what we've been doing, right?
Yes.
At the very beginning of the program, we assigned old front,
Mm.
and then while something, we haven't, you know, we haven't figured that out yet. We're gonna move the thing in front of our old front to the front of our list, right?
Mm.
So the thing is, this is our algorithm, right? Like, because we've, you know, you can kind of see that if we do this, I mean, we got to figure this out. But if we do this, by the end, our list will be reversed, right?
Yes.
So, you know, this is trivial. Assign the old front reference. This is just, you know, old front equals front, right? At the beginning, right? List node. Okay. So now I'm saying, what if we had some code that moves old front dot next to the front of our list, right? So what code does that? When did you start writing this code? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the state of the world when you started, like, this code that you're writing? You wrote this code, right? Like, the state of the world was that 1 was pointing to 4 was pointing to 5, right?
I'm gonna say yes.
1 was pointing to 4 was pointing to 5.
Mhm.
And then you did temp equals old front dot next, you know. Okay, so we said this is a temp variable, old front dot, and then we switch that one, then we switch. Okay, so what does this code do?
All of the things.
I mean,
Moves the moves the fucking the front to the front
It
of the
moved
list.
this node to the front of the list, right?
Yes.
It moves oldFront.next to the front of our list, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to do in our loop?
Move old front to the front of the list.
Yeah. So
Old front dot next to the front.
which lines should be in our loop?
All of them.
Probably, yeah, right? Sounds good to me. Because we want to move old front to the front of our list. How do we do that? We say temp equals oldFront.x, old front, this is not English. I don't know what the fuck this does, but we just do the pictures. So actually what I know what this does after drawing the pictures is that this moves old front to the front of our list. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And like, I could not figure that out. I mean, I could figure, reading this code isn't going to make me know that. Drawing the pictures and stuff is what made us know that. So now we're like, sick. At the very beginning, we said, here's what old front was. And then while something, we're going to move old front to the front of our list. Okay, cool.
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is what we got. Now we need to try to think about what the loop bounds are. While something.
Old. Yeah, while. 1 second. While old front dot next dot next. Mm-hmm.
So think about here, when we just drew this, right? Are we going to want to move back into the loop?
Yes.
Mhm.
We need 2.524.
Well, yeah, more specifically, we need to move 5 to the front of our list.
Yes.
Right? We don't just need 5 to point to 4, we also need other stuff, right? Okay. Because if 5 points to 4, if that's all we're doing, then we have a cycle in our linked list, because 1 points to 5 and all this, right? But specifically, it's not just that we want 5 to point to 4, it's that we want, do we want to move that to the front of our list? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. So, I mean, if we just, so in this state, we want to enter the loop again. When would we not want to enter the loop again? In English.
When we run out of values to move to the front of the list.
Yeah. When and we've ran out of values to move to the front of our list when there's no more nodes after old front, right? While, how about this? Old front still has a node in front of it, right? Does that make sense? This is our algorithm. You figured out this, right? Check. We did that. This is all easy. Check. While old front still has a node in front of it. Right? How do you do this?
Old front. You mean the actual logic?
Yeah. What's the code to do this?
Old front dot next does not equal null.
All right. So I don't like, the way I think about this is not old front dot next is not equal null. The way I think about this is, yeah, while we don't still have a node in front of our old front, let's keep moving that, like the node in front of it, in front of old front, to the front of our list. That's the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So let's just type this out. You and go into the thing and comment out your old solution. Your old solution worked and was great, right? This is kind of the like this when people are like, oh yeah, reverse a linked list, this is the algorithm they're talking about. They're talking about the algorithm that records old front and keeps moving the node in front of it to the front of the list. And
Right.
this is a trick, like you put it in your bag of tricks. And at this point, it's kind of a meme, right?
Mm.
It's like, yeah, reverse a linked list. Okay, cool. You know.
Oh, I can't. Okay, stop. Ah, my buttons.
I think it's control backslash, right?
Yeah,
Sad.
but control. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't. Love that.
Here, I'm just gonna. Can you see
Thanks.
my
Yeah,
text?
yeah.
Okay. All right. But I'm gonna be honest. There's some lines you shouldn't have commented out, or at
Oh,
least, yeah.
oh, these.
Let's
I
just
see.
keep that. You know.
No.
Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we do. But even for a problem like this, I'm just gonna have this because I don't want to. It's like I'm being lazy here. I'm like, I don't want to think about if all this is gonna work in these cases. I can just fucking be lazy and say, let's just boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Peak shot.
You could write a comment here. Right? Write a comment.
Here?
Yeah. No. Right inside the loop. Have it
What?
say.
What?
Have it say this.
While old front.
No. Or yeah. Sure.
Or,
Oh no.
wait, I want to see your. What?
Have
What
it
is the
say.
comment?
Have it say this.
Oh, move old front dot next to the front of our list.
Yeah. I mean, actually, keep that other one. Keep that other one. Say while old front still has nodes in front of it, move the next node to the front of it, or something like that. You know what I mean? This is much better code. Just adding these comments makes this code so much better, right? Because it's it's a meme of a problem, etc. Reading like temp equals this, dot next equals it, it's just not readable code. Now at least we know what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Can I just run through it again? Just so I can.
Yeah.
Like drawing and thinking at the same time, it was a little difficult for me.
Yeah.
I get what's happening, but it's like this would be better if I could just. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Wait, these numbers are crazy.
What?
Hold up.
Oh, wait, what the fuck did I just write?
Hold up, these numbers are crazy. You said 1, 2, 3. Wait, I feel like that'd be hard to replicate. It'd be hard to say 1, 2, 3, 4 while writing 1, 3, 4, 4. I'm impressed.
I don't know how that happened. Whoa,
Okay, cool.
That was crazy. Hold on, my screen's all fucked now. Oh no. That's great. Oh no.
Oh no.
Actual signs. Oh no.
For
Bit layers on screen?
babies? Okay, cool.
12. Why is it all? My computer's been being all fucky lately and just like making my applications go full screen even though I'm not telling it to
that's
do that.
annoying.
And now I'm just like minimize everything. Okay. Whatever. The code is here. So we said old front equals front. All right. So this is front.
Yeah.
This
And
is old
for
front.
front, you could just write F. Old front, you could write OF. I don't care. I mean, this is fine. But usually,
okay.
Stuart, I think, just writes F. I just write F. This is F.
Yeah, that would be easier.
It just
I'll
same
keep that in mind.
characters. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So temp is old front dot next dot next. So old front dot next. Wait. Next. This is temp.
There we go. This is what I think. Now I think we found a problem, and now you're gonna be able to do this. You're gonna be able to go, yeah. Following these references and doing that is very, very important for these problems.
Okay, so old front dot next is front. So
Wait
front.
though. Old front dot next dot. Let's follow the arrows.
Dot next.
No. What is the name of that arrow? Is it dot next? What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
What is the name of that arrow?
This is old front.
Yeah.
This is old front.
What is the name of that arrow? Yeah.
This is dot next.
Uh-huh.
This is dot next.
What is the name of the arrow you just pointed to?
This one?
Yep.
Alt front dot next.
Yes. So when you say temp equals old front dot next, where will temp be pointing to?
3.
Yes. We have to get consistency on this needs to be 100%. You can never screw this up. Right? Because like right there, we screwed it up. And now suddenly you're going to go, wait, my code's completely broken and this doesn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just start and do it one step at a time. And don't look at old front and go, this one's dot next. Like, you know you're screwing up there, right? Work slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly is better than rushing it and getting it wrong, okay? So temp is pointing to whatever the reference old front dot next is pointing to. Okay. Walk through that aloud with me.
Yes. So this is old front. This is old front dot next. This is old front dot next.
Cool. And so that arrow is referencing what our new reference is going to reference. So they are going to point at the same thing. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Next line of code.
So old front dot next is front. This is our new front. Okay. Front equals old front dot next. So this is old front.
Wait,
This is old.
wait, stop. Go back. Put front. We need to work slowly. Put front back. You are the debugger. Okay. Old front, we are what are we reassigning?
Dot next. This
We are
pointer.
moving that arrow. We are reassigning that reference. Okay?
Yes.
Where is it pointing to? This picture is very different than what you just drew.
Yeah, okay, Todd. Just out, okay?
You can't rush this shit and just like
Rushy.
at
I'm not.
At this
I'm
point,
not rushing.
you're not even writing code. You are just being the debugger. Okay? So let's do it slow. Let's not just be like, okay, that's what that's doing. Okay, now we're doing the next line. Let's work it slow. Okay.
Front is old front dot next. This is old front. This is old front dot next. This is front.
All right.
Old front dot next is temp. This is temp. Wait, no, this is going to point to temp. Okay, old front dot next points to temp. Oh, my back. We're still in the loop. So temp equals old front. This is old front dot next, old front dot next dot next. This is temp. Old front dot next. Old front dot next.
Boom, right there. Erase that arrow. Old front on next on next. All right, this is what we're reassigning. Boom. Okay, cool. What are we reassigning it to?
Just point to front.
Boom. Whoop. I think this is a good strategy for not mixing up the right-hand side and the left-hand side. You go, what am I reassigning? Erase it. Where am I reassigning it to? Whoop, right? Okay.
Okay. Front equals
What are you
old
reassigning?
Front. Right now?
Yeah.
This I'm reassigning front.
Erase it.
Gone. It's gone.
Yep. Where are we reassigning it to?
Old front dot next. This is front.
Okay.
Old front next.
Erase it. Old front dot next, we are reassigning. That is gone.
Okay.
What are we reassigning it to?
Temp.
My theory is that if you do this, your consistency will pretty quickly get to 100%. This is where you were just like, okay, there's this one and there's this one. Let me put, and you were mixing it. Okay, so now we need to go left to right. This is what we're reassigning. Get rid of it. What is it going to point to? Boom. Awesome. Let's see you do this for the rest of it.
Okay. Temp equals old front dot next, which is there's nothing here.
I like this. I like this. Okay.
Old front dot next, there's just wait, old front dot next. It's nothing. It just
Okay.
there's nothing.
Well, there's null there, right? There's null there. Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay. So old front dot next dot next. That is what you are reassigning. So what do you do once you found out you are reassigning something?
Erase. No. Hello?
Hello. What are you confused about?
Did you not? Why? I didn't get a confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, you erase it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need a confirmation. I can't see you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, front.
Wait. You skipped a line.
I did this. This line?
Oh, okay. Run it again. No, dude, this is so easy, dude. Like, yeah,
I know it is.
You're at like your 30th time doing it. consistency gets to 100 by doing it 1,000 times. So just put the reps in. You just need to put the reps in.
Okay.
Run that line of code.
This one?
Yeah.
Old front.
Yeah.
Dot next. Dot next.
So what do you do right now? That's old front.next on X. What do you do right now?
Erase.
You erase it. Yeah. And what are
And-
you redrawing it to?
To front.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see how we didn't do that?
Yeah, okay, I'm getting stressed out. Oh, wait.
Sorry, I don't mean to stress you out, but like, I mean, I think you maybe need to write this out or something. Say, for each line of code, I find out the reference I'm reassigning, one. Find out the reference I'm reassigning. 2, erase that reference. If it's null, erase the slash in the box. Sure. Okay. 3, find out what it's going to be pointing to. 4, draw the arrow. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do, for every line of code, you need to do those steps. At first, it'll take a while. On your 1,000th time, it'll be extremely fast. But you haven't reached 1,000 yet. So you got to get your reps in.
Yep.
I want you to write this out. Go scroll it to the right and write this out. For each line of code. And also this applies to every I mean, ultimately this applies to every line of code you'll ever write in your life. If it's not linkless code, you're not erasing references and stuff like that, but this is just coding. This is coding. For each line of code, you need to 1, find out what's being reassigned. I guess this is specifically for assignment statements, but okay. Okay. 2, erase whatever the value, erase. You could just say erase that arrow. Erase that reference. Right? Whatever that was pointing to, it's going to be gone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a little backwards, though. I'm going to be honest. This is a little backwards because the right-hand side is evaluated first. So, like, right here, it could be a little confusing because if you said, like, front equals front.next, then you erase front, but you, like, you know what I mean? You have to use front on the right-hand side, but, you know, so maybe we should do, all right, well, let's do what we were doing, right? Erase that reference, and then what's number 3?
Find the new reference.
Yeah.
Or find and reassign reference.
Yeah. Draw new arrow. Sure. Draw new reference.
Draw new.
Yeah. Now, yeah, it might make more sense to do this instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4. It might make sense to do 3, 4, 1, 2. Because, you know, the left-hand side is 1 and 2, and the right-hand side is 3 and 4. And in Java and all programming languages, the right-hand side is evaluated first, right? So if you were to say, okay, I'm going to do 3, find the new reference, and then kind of say, like, this is what I'm going to be pointing to, and then go to the left side and go, what am I making point to that? Right? Like, that would probably be a little better. But, you know, maybe just say, maybe do this 3, 4, 1, 2 or something, right? Or like 3, 1, 2, 4.
3, 1, 2, 4.
I think that actually does make more sense.
Wait, are these not the same? Find out what's being resigned. Find new reference. Oh, what's being resigned? No, that's not the thing.
Yeah. We can even have like little keywords here. We could have from and to, right? And you could say, okay, first I need to find out what to is. Then I need to find out what from is. And then I need to draw from to to, right? Something like that.
Mm.
But, you know.
Mm.
Where are we going to? Okay, where are we going to come from? Let's erase that and say it's now going to here. But yeah, that's what we need to do for every assignment, right?
Mm-hmm. Move it.
Okay, let's start it over and see you
The whole
just,
thing?
the whole thing. Like, we just got to get our reps in. We got to get our reps in. Like,
Okay.
you spending this time now is going to save you so much time of drowning in bugs when we do these every day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
hey, wait, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm writing right here. Okay, for each assignment statement, find our to. Okay? We're going to find our to. Where are we going to be drawing to? For each linked list assignment statement. Okay, we find our to. And here I'm going to say, find our to RHS. What does RHS mean here? Right-hand side.
Mm.
That's the right-hand side of the, so I'm going to say, okay? This is what an assignment statement looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Right? So, find our to, that's the right-hand side. Okay? And then, you know, you could maybe draw a star at it, right? Like, you know, we could just draw a little star. That's where we're going to. That's our star. That's where we're going. Find our to. Draw a little star there. Okay, cool. Eventually, you'll be able to drop the star. But for now, we're going to draw a little star, okay? And then, we need to find our from. That's the left-hand side, okay? That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then, erase old from. Then draw arrow from to. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say at the node. At that node. Okay. So this is what you have to do for every one of these. I like these keywords to and from. Okay. So maybe screenshot this.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Now, we're going to run through this code and do this at every line. We'll see. We just tried to do this. There were a number of screw ups. We'll see how many screw ups there are here. My guess? Not many. Because you're going to rock this shit. And after starting real slow and doing it like this, you will be able to eventually, maybe not after 50 reps, maybe not after 100 reps, but after 1,000 reps, it's gonna feel like butter. It's gonna be second nature. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run it. Let's run it.
Okay. So find R2. That's gonna be old front. Oh, we're missing.
Yeah, wait. Actually, let's screenshot your solution and run through that code. So put that in there as well. Okay, cool. I like this. I like this. So this is where we were at. We had typed out the solution and you were like, I want to run through it one more time and make sure it's correct. If I were giving an interview and someone said that, I would be like, that's awesome. And this is how you're going to become the debugger. This is what I mean when I say become the debugger. You are Java right now. You are the Java runtime environment, right? You are
Okay.
not a human. You are a computer. Okay. So get rid of old front. We're not there yet. Boom.
Oh, wait. My layers are messed up.
My layers!
Not my layers.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Run it.
Okay. If front is null or front.next is null, then we do nothing. It's not true, so we'll continue. And
We have an assignment statement.
right. So find R2. R2 is going to be this front.
Put his little star next to the node. Okay, cool. That is the node that we are going to be pointing to. Okay. We did the right-hand side. Okay.
Find our from.
Yep.
So
Bam, there isn't one. Erase our old from. Okay, there isn't one. Draw arrow from to to.
So it's gonna be old front.
Cool. And then we can erase the star. Honestly, we should probably add a step to erase the star. In your head, say erase star. Because if you ever have two stars at once, everything's broken, right? We're like, wait, what do we draw? Okay, cool. All right. Boom.
Okay. Next. While old front dot next is not null. Old front dot next is not null.
Which arrow is it?
Or this one.
Yes. Okay. Doesn't
There's
look like a
something there.
slash to me. Sweet.
All right. So we are reassigning old front dot next dot next. So this is old front dot next.
All right, hold up. Pause for a sec. Maybe this was just a slurp in verbiage, a slip in verbiage. You said we are reassigning old front dot next dot next. Okay? That's what you said.
That's not true.
It's not true.
That's,
And we're not putting stars at arrows. We're putting stars at nodes. That's why I said draw a star at that node. Okay? Okay. Erase that star. Erase that star. So for each linked, read the steps to me. Okay. We have an assignment statement. Okay? What is step one?
find R2.
Okay.
So I'll start the node.
What does RHS mean?
Right hand side.
Okay. So we look at the line of code that we have. We don't give a fuck about the left-hand side right now. We care about the RHS, right-hand side. So find that one arrow at a time. And make sure I'm looking at you do this and I am following. Because I'm the interviewer. Yep. Old front. Yep. Dot next.
Front dot next.
Mm-hmm.
Old front dot next dot next.
Okay, cool. So we draw a star at the node that reference is pointing to, okay? Boom. We got that. And
Okay.
now we find our from, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just a
Which
temp
will
reference.
be
Okay, cool.
temp. So this will be our temp.
Boom. There's no old from to erase. We drew the arrow. Okay, cool. You don't have to read the line of code aloud. I think it'll throw you off. You go, oh, we have an assignment. How do we do an assignment? Right hand side. Yep. Boom. Nope, nope. We draw a star at the node. At the node, not the arrow. The node that arrow points to. Okay? That's why I wrote at the node specifically. Okay, cool.
Okay, so then our from will be old front dot next dot next. So this is our old front. No, my layers. 1 second.
We're having a merger.
Oh, this is our old from, and it's going to point to this. Okay. All right. Oh, that points to that. Old front dot next.
You're reading the line of code from left to right.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
You mean right? No, you mean right to left? I was reading it from right to left.
No, you just said old front dot next equals temp. Or it's just like, okay, cool, but let's be Java right now. What does Java see right now? Java sees the right-hand side and then puts it in the left-hand side, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're on line 29 here. How are we going to do this?
Oh, sorry, I got lost where we temp.
Boom.
So temp from is old front dot next. Okay.
Cool.
Old front.
So real quick, this time, walking through, I want you to declare everything. You're going to say, I have an assignment statement. And then you're say, I'm going to find the right-hand side, find our two, teach me this process now. Pretend you are the one teaching me. Okay.
Okay, so our assignment statement on line 26 is two is old front dot next, which would be dot next, old front dot next. Our from is.
Wait, why'd you just draw a star there? I'm just wondering. I don't know what this star means.
Yeah.
I'm a student now.
Sure. Our star is what we will be reassigning our reference to.
Okay, so we draw a star at the node that we're going to be pointing the new. Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Okay. So that was our to, and our from will be temp. So We want temp 2.2 R4. Okay, next line. R2 is front. Our from is old front dot next dot next. Old front dot next dot next. I think before we entered this loop, I think front's supposed to be 1 right now. Right. So old front dot next dot next. I need to do 1. No. Oh, I think this is fucked.
All right, I'm going to update the thing. We're going to start over. Find our from arrow. Pulled from arrow. Okay. Boom. Re-screenshot this. Eh. Oh, wait. Give me a sec. Okay. Do that.
Okay.
Okay. We run it back. This time, I'm like, what the hell? This code reverses a linked list? I don't really get any of this shit. And you are going to very explicitly, one line at a time, show me that this code does in fact reverse a linked list. Because I don't know what's going on, because I'm a confused student, and you are going to teach me.
Oops. Okay. First check is if front is null or front dot next is null. It is not. So,
How do you know that it's not?
well, front is pointing to this node here, and front dot next is pointing to this too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this is throwing me off.
The steps? I mean, without the steps, you were also just drowning, like you were completely unable to do it. What makes sense to you? How are you going to be able to do this? With 100% consistency. Because we're not at 100% consistency. And anything other than 100% does not work.
Yeah, you're right. I just need to practice updating these references. I think I just need more practice doing these, but
I feel like if you start by, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm wrong here. I feel like if you start by doing this, I think right now, if you do this, you might be able to, if you do this, you might be able to walk through the whole thing without error, something you could not have done before. You just couldn't have. I've seen you solve 10 of these linked list problems, but I put solve in air quotes because you cannot do this, right? So I think this is something that will come a lot faster, but I believe we need a process to do it. Maybe, I don't know, come up with one. Come up with a process that you can say, like, here is how I do an assignment. But it can't be just like, yeah, I just draw the arrow, because then I just watch you do a mistake, and now you get to the point where you're screwing up, right? Like, so you need to come up with a process so that it's like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm. No, you're right. Doing it in this way, step by step, I think would ultimately get me to a place where I would be updating these references consistently. But I also think I could get to that place just by walking through these problems.
Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, I've done a handful of them, but like the added complexity of like I don't know, it doing it from right to left, like I mean,
Doing it from right to left is like how you should be thinking about every line of code. It's what the compiler does, right? Like, you got to be doing this from right to left. Like,
okay,
every programming
let's
language solves the right, like, that's how assignment statements work, is it does the right hand side first, stores it in the left hand side.
okay. No, let's just continue to walk through it then. Um okay, so I'm creating a new reference under to front, and um I'm setting it equal to old front. And old front dot next, which is here, is not null, so we're going to enter into this loop. Um, so old front dot next would be this reference here, which is pointing to this 3, and we're assigning that to temp. Um, front.
Put it next to the node, not the, like, all right, it says find our to node. Okay, here we go.
Front, old front dot next is going to front.
Hold up, stop. You're going too fast. Undo that. Okay, so we just did that first bullet point. The next bullet point is
Mhm.
find our from arrow.
That's old front dot next.
The from arrow. We have our to node and our from arrow. Which of these arrows is old front.next.next? Which arrow is, because we're going to find our from arrow and then we're going to erase our from arrow. A step we didn't do that. You just skipped over this. Find your from arrow and then you're going to erase your from arrow. Okay? Which arrow is the from arrow?
This one.
Say old front and point at old front arrow. Old front is a
Old
reference.
front.
Okay. Don't circle the text. Circle the arrow. Old front is an arrow. Specifically, it is that arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Old front dot next is which arrow? This arrow. You're not circling the node as well. You are looking at that arrow. That arrow is old front dot next.
Mm-hmm.
The next arrow is old front dot next dot next.
Mm-hmm.
You have now found your from arrow. What's the next step? Erase the from arrow.
It's to this.
Vanessa, I guarantee if you don't do all of this, you will never get the consistency. You're screwing up still. You need to do every step.
No, Todd, I think this is causing more problems.
Okay,
Honestly,
okay,
when I do these on my own, I'm not fucking up at this much. Like,
okay, okay. I mean, I just watched you before we came up with these steps. I just watched you screw up a bunch of times. I have never once seen you be able to have 100% consistency. So if you
okay.
believe that you will be, but like I'm seeing where you are misthinking about things and me realizing you don't understand that this is a reference you're talking about, not a node. And like I'm seeing this at I, the interviewer, am seeing the lack of understanding in how you're going through the code, right? Um, and sure, maybe this isn't the way to consistency, and maybe you think this is just screwing me up more, but I mean, that's like it's technique. Like I don't know, right? Like you need to come up with a technique to have 100% consistency. Um, and often when you start a new technique, you have to go really slow, and then because it's proper technique, you eventually are doing things correct and are breezing through things, right? I think about that with drumming, with everything, right? Um, sorry, maybe this is not helpful. Come up with something. And yes, you do need to do like the way you should view an assignment from 142 week 1 is you evaluate this expression on the right hand side and then store it into the left. So you do
Mhm.
right then left. That's how you should think about every assignment from week 1 of 142, every line of code for any language for the rest of your life. That's a thing, right? You should
Mhm.
work on it right to left because that's how you need to be the compiler, you need to be the debugger, you need to be Java when you're doing this, right? So,
Mhm.
okay. Um, you probably don't want to walk through this again, right? Um, but it's a bummer that you can't declare victory on this. I'm gonna be honest. Like that, like we wrote this code. Now you just need to walk through code, okay, with 100%
Mhm.
consistency. That's what you need to be able to do. You can delete my process for doing it. We'll see if you can get to 100% consistency through whatever process you want. But yeah.
Ah, yeah. I don't
I
know. Just the steps, doing these steps. Maybe I'll be at a point where I don't need to look at these steps every time, but having to look at these steps, look at the line of code I'm trying to execute, it's just
Okay, well,
confusing
yeah,
me.
yeah. I would hope that you could memorize the steps, right? Like
Okay. I mean, they're not
I'm
that
not looking at it.
complicated.
It's find the to node, find the from arrow, erase the from arrow, draw it to the to node, right?
Mhm.
Those are the steps. It's like, what am I going to be pointing to? Where am I going where am I going to be pointing from? Erase that line, point it to there. That's it,
Okay.
right? I do feel like you don't have to look at the steps, but then when I've watched you walk through this code, every single time you failed here. Not on every line, but on some lines. And it's like one failure while walking through the code it's a no hire, right?
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, let's just continue since I'm here already. Um, where did we leave off? 27?
I don't know.
Are we on line 28 now?
I don't know.
Okay, see, I'm lost. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm gonna continue to do your process as I'm walking through more linked list problems, but like
I
I
mean, yeah,
just
it should be pretty quick to not need to like I think you don't really need to look at these, right? And yeah, maybe you're getting mixed up because you're jumping between things, right? But like, don't look at the screen. Tell me what the first thing is.
mm.
Like, just tell me these steps without looking at them at this point. I think you probably can.
No.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah, yeah.
can't.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
where I left off at.
Well, no. I'm not saying walk through the code. I'm saying what are the steps, right? I was basically saying, like, Vanessa, do you think you could say, I'm gonna find the node I'm pointing to, I'm gonna find the from arrow, erase it, and point to the node, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once you can do that, like your whole like, oh, I don't want to go down and look at all this. Cool, you've memorized it. You don't have to, but
I know.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm just
Um,
making sure I'm trying to be thorough. Like
yeah, you need to
maybe
be
I could,
thorough.
but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm executing every step that you want me to execute. So
I see. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I want you to, like I want you to get it right, but then, you keep going to the wrong arrow and just drawing it somewhere, and I'm just like, you just lost a job, like,
I know.
yeah.
No. Okay.
All right.
We can continue this